So as the title says, this is going to be the review for the new Sena 10C, which is this baby right here. Gonna start off, I'm mostly gonna compare it to the GoPro, since that was the setup that I was using. And of course, I mean, that is one of the main cameras for vlogging. I mean, there is the drift and then the Sony action cam, but let's be honest, most of us use a GoPro. So I will be mostly comparing it back and forth between the plus and minuses that I found from using my GoPro setup with the Sena Bluetooth backpack versus now this. So I'll start off by saying it's an amazing camera. It is an amazing device in general, right? It is a Bluetooth intercom system now with the built-in camera. So the convenience of just having it an all-in-one, like, that's so far unheard of from any company, which is why, like, I wanted to give it a try. It's definitely a lot more convenient than carrying around the GoPro, the Sena backpack, and the Sena 20S, and making sure that they're all charged in order for it to work. So it's pretty cool. And the 20S, of course, was an amazing intercom. So I'm not going to go through the specs of the 10C because I think you guys already know that. That's what you're looking at the review, to see how it actually just works. So the whole battery life, how many riders, etc. You know that. You can just read that off the box. I'm not here for that one. Here for more of, does it work? And yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You do just push the one button, which is the camera button, and then it can start recording. You can put it into video tagging mode, and I'll get my gripes into that in a little bit. And of course, it works as an intercom, so all the functions are the same as the 20S. I can still control my phone, I still give it voice commands, things like that, play the music. So all that's the same as the 20S, and it works just as well. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to start off with the things I don't like, really. That's just personal preference, really. But it's just the thing, comparing it to my GoPro setup, which I think you guys know, I had it front mounted because it gave me a better view. So the angle, I never liked mounting it on the side, or that's why I didn't go with the drift or the Sony cam. Like, I didn't like it on the side because I feel like I can't see everything on my right side. But then as I review the footage, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not as wide angle as the GoPro, but it actually gets a pretty decent field of view. Not as big as like I said, not as big as the GoPro, especially not in super wide mode. But it's a lot clearer. For the vlogs, I think it just makes it easier and more convenient. So I think I'm going to end up using this setup. And like you guys see, I do have the GoPro up front, and that will be just for the shots from the back. Like I mentioned, I was probably going to do. I have that second, the GoPro Hero 3 still. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one. Okay, but so that's one of the things, the angle. Audio works just as well as on using the Sena with the Bluetooth backpack. I mean, it's using the same setup, so it should be exactly the same. Voice is clear and things like that. Cool thing about the 10C is that since it is that you can now record your music that you're listening to. You can now, of course, on the other one you could record the phone conversations and the intercom, but now they added the intercom, phone, and music recording. I usually have it off because I don't think you guys want to be listening to what I'm listening to. So I have that feature set off, but you can turn it on, so that's pretty cool. Actually, I should just keep going straight. So that's that's a cool feature that they added. What else? The voice prompts are all there, so you always know what's going on with the camera, and it does work. It tells you when you're recording, when you're not recording, and that's easy because I mentioned that in my other video about the distractions. Like, you don't want too many things going on at once where you're distracted. So with that, it makes it easy. Like, you know exactly what's going on with just a click of a button. So you're all focused. And it's funny because the other day I was doing the vlog and phone call came in. And since I'm already used to doing the vlogs, I can ride it through traffic and I sound all calm because I'm already used to it. The phone call came in and it was pretty funny because they didn't know I was writing and interrupted my vlog. So and that can show you how the quality of the sound or the phone recording comes through the intercom while I was recording. So I'll place that right here.
Are you driving right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Stop.
Yeah, but no, that's the whole point.
He sounds so calm, and he's driving a motorcycle. I can't believe it. Because he has a Bluetooth, but his voice, you would never tell that he's driving a motorcycle because it's like the calmest voice in the world.
Well, yeah, because I can ride. I was actually going to be doing a vlog right now, so I was like, okay. So I'm used to it.
Oh, I watched your video, by the way. It was great.
Which one?
The one that you told me, the full one, the chick checking you guys out.
Oh, the chick, yeah.
Yeah. All right, then, man. Well, I gotta go because there's some customers that came in. So I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right then.
At 8.
All right.
And then just your regular coffee, right? I'll have it ready because I'll probably get here a little bit earlier to get coffee for all of us.
That's fine. All right.
Okay, man.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
And another thing I'll mention about the angle, really, aside from not being able to record everything on the right side, is the angle itself of the camera. So you can actually rotate the lens 30 degrees and then pivot the actual camera up and down depending on how you're actually sitting on your bike. But still, so far, I have not been able to find a level field of view. Usually I look at it when I review the footage. And I've been using the camera already for like about a week. But so far I've not been able to get it leveled like with my bars, like if I had it chin mounted. So that's pretty annoying. Once I find like the right angle, I'm gonna make sure that I like mark it so I always have that right setting on there. So there's that. In terms of resolution, normally I record it in 1080 at 60 frames. Even though I know that the GoPro Hero Black does a lot more, I usually just did it in 1080 60 frames. The 10C only does 30 frames per second at 1080, so there was a drop in frame rate, but I don't think really it's gonna be that huge of a difference for me. I'm not always recording something where I really need to slow it down a lot. So that's whatever. Oh, this light's gonna take long. Another thing about the downsides of now using the 10C as the main camera is pretty much the inconvenience of not being able to review my footage. I don't have the LCD backpack on my GoPro, but I could still use the Wi-Fi and connect it to the app, and I could delete any footage I don't need from the camera, and just like that, like on the fly. Or I can buy the LCD for it, which I could also do that. With the 10C, there's no way to review the footage until I plug it into the computer or take out the memory card and put it into the computer, which is inconvenient because what if I fill up the card and I'm like, okay, I can just delete that other file that I really didn't need, but I can't because I need to go home, need to connect it to the computer and then look through it. So that's really, really inconvenient. And not only that, I wouldn't have a problem with that if I could just get a bigger memory card and just put it in, but it's maxed out at a 32 gig memory card limit, so I either have to carry a lot of 32 gigs or I could have just kept using all the 64 gig memory cards that I had. So hopefully they fix that in a firmware update, because that's just really annoying. So I think I'm just going to end up having to buy a bunch of 32 gig memory cards for the time being, just because I know that usually if I'm out and I fill up a memory card and I can't record anymore. So that's just a little gripe of mine with that. So I will be posting a low light video later, because I think I mentioned before the GoPro doesn't have an amazing low light capability, even though it should. Videos still come out alright. So I will post the video, low light video of the 10C later on. So they claim 2 hours of battery time when you're recording, and then after a while, when the battery's low, the camera will shut off, and then you can still use the intercom functions of it. So that's pretty cool. But considering there's a 3-hour charge time, to me it felt like more, because like I really need it, you know. I always need the Sena to always be charged, because I use it all the time. Having to wait 3 hours for it to charge up again, that's just also really annoying. I can't just swap out batteries. Not that I was expecting them to put like a removable battery on it, but they knew they were going to be adding a camera, and that would be a big battery drain, so they could have increased the battery time or added speed charging on this now. Phones now can charge in like less than an hour on the new phones now, really. They could have added some quick charge to it. Yeah, but overall, like it's a great device for what it is. It's Sena's first time adding a camera onto this, and it's the first of its kind, really. So I'm definitely still gonna give it a thumbs up, because it's super convenient and it works. So I mean, that's all it needed to do, really. Like it does what it's supposed to. 1080 at 30 frames, which is plenty. You could use it as a pretty much as a dash cam, which is nice too. And let me explain about the video tagging. The video tagging I find a little bit annoying, because you can tag. So instead of recording, you can actually enter tagging mode. And what it does is, when you record a video in tagging mode, it's going to record a minute prior, and then your current minute, and a minute after the event when you tagged it. So that's pretty cool, but I don't see the whole purpose of having a whole minute afterwards from your event. Let's say right now, car pulls out in front of me right now, like I used to do, and I used to just tag it there. I mean, turn off my looping, and there I go. And I can know when I go back and review my footage, it's going to be at the very end of that clip, because that's all I needed. Now I would have to go through those. It's only 3 minutes, you know, but I know it's somewhere in the middle. But like, I don't get what's the purpose of having that 1 minute afterwards. Maybe someone can explain that to me. But the event's done. I don't need the rest. Another thing that's annoying is, since I have to actually manually tell it to tag that event, that little section, you'll see my hand go up to the camera, and then the voice prompt will say video tagging, and that also shows up in the video. So that's also really annoying, because it interrupts the video. And of course, you see my hand go back and forth, because I have to actually manually tell it to stop. But yeah, but it works. It doesn't have, it's not a 5-minute video like the GoPro one. It's only 3 minutes that I have to go through, but it should just stop when I tell it to stop, not give me an extra minute of footage afterwards. Because then I can't start a new one until it ends. Like, I tag a video right now, say I want to see this red car. Cool, that's a cool red car, let me tag it. I tag it now, cool, it's done. But no, I have to wait a whole minute, and then it'll let me know video tagging complete. I'm probably like 10 lights away now. So hopefully they can add an update or something to fix that. You can make it stop whenever you want. But yeah, so overall I would recommend it. For the price, it's an amazing device. It's basically 20S with the camera, and the 20S was one of their best intercoms. Never had a problem with it. all the functions are exactly the same. You get a little less range, but it works out pretty well. I would definitely give it a thumbs up. So if you guys are considering upgrading, or if this is your first one, I was like, 10Z is a pretty good camera. At least if you're gonna be doing motovlogs too. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna keep it just because of the convenience. Like, keep it as my main camera, because I was gonna keep it either way. Like, there's really no point to putting back the 20S. But it's just the convenience. I'm definitely just gonna keep it. If I'm gonna do a long vlog, or if I know I'm gonna have the camera on in like tagging mode maybe for like a long period of time, I might just run a micro USB cable up my jacket or something and just have a portable charger just plugged in. Yeah, I totally messed up that shift. But yeah, so I definitely recommend it. It's pretty cool. And no, Sena didn't send this to me. Unfortunately, I had to buy it out of my pocket. I don't get paid for these reviews or anything. This is honestly what I think. I mean, so far, I haven't bought a product that I haven't liked, but it works. I haven't ridden with it in the rain, so I really don't know how water resistant it is. The 20S was perfectly water resistant. Like, I never had an issue with it. So I wonder how this one's gonna be in the rain. So if you guys have any questions about it, just let me know. I'll try to answer it as best as I can. But yeah, overall, at least I've only had it for a week, so this is a kind of review, initial impressions. Of course, if something goes wrong or if I don't like it for any reason afterwards, I'm definitely going to post up an update for it. Yeah, so I'll definitely post up an update. Otherwise, ride safe, everyone.